running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful.
All right, so what you're looking at is basically, I'm not going to play that too much so we don't break the copyright rules. They on Twitter, they've been digging up.
We just have it for purposes of education now.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Informed commentary.
Yes. So on Twitter, I don't know, for the past few hours or so, they've been dragging Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, there's a trendy hashtag, and it's called Trump PDFiles. And this is basically them pulling up all the. There's another hashtag, Epstein client list. So I'm actually looking at, there's a lot of, how should I say this? We can't verify a lot of these things, but I know that this is a scandal that's following him around. We can factually say that. Probably ever since.
Scandal.
Scandal.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a tweet here says, gross. Here is Trump bragging about walking into teenage girls' dressing room, some as young as 15 years. I'm going to play this again and then we can talk a little bit about it.
I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could
This was on the Howard Stern show in 2005.
I
also
remember.
say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell me
I'll
what-
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get.
I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know, Mr. Trump, in my country,
All right,
we say
so
hello with
hold
vagina.
on 1 second.
And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant.
So on CNN, they also have something published. I'm going to read it a little bit and then we'll talk. It says, in the days since the Trump administration released a memo about Jeffrey Epstein, directly at odds with conspiracy theories pushed by the president and some of his top lieutenants, Trump's movement and most ardent supporters are in revolt. Okay, so this is actually MAGA. There's a lot of MAGA people behind this, because they actually say it's President Trump versus MAGA. It says the Justice Department and the FBI released a memo last week concluding there was no evidence that Epstein had a list of powerful men who participated in his alleged underworld of sex trafficking and pedophilia. If you recall, there was a fallout between Elon Musk some few weeks ago and Donald Trump.
He alleged certain things were done to favor the sitting president.
Yes. And then last week, the DOJ, Department of Justice, came out saying nothing, essentially. It's also said the disgraced former financier died by suicide and was not murdered in his New York jail cell. Yet, after years of big promises to the president's base, the memo failed to produce a smoking gun, undercutting Trump and his team's own words. And MAGA world isn't happy, pitting the president's closest allies against one another. With Trump defending the findings, the institution has set up an unprecedented loyalty test between the president and the movement he created. While Trump has long held significant sway over his base, the situation makes one of the first times his movement is not taking cues from his leader. I'm going to leave that at that.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yes, and my comment about this will be very brief, and it will shock you.
Mm-hmm.
Can MAGA, that is, Make America Great Again crowd, can they really be genuinely? Can they be said to be genuinely mad
Upset?
against? Yes, can they really be said to be genuine about this time around? Do not forget the enigma of Donald Trump, the enigmatic character called Donald Trump. He's done everything in the books, things that have never been done and got away with by any known living or dead American political icon. And he's got away with virtually everything. And he's always been given this easy pass. Whether during his first impeachment trial, the second one, twice impeached within his first term. And even shortly before the election that brought him back into office, he was convicted in a New York law court.
Yes, and he was sentenced to freedom.
Isn't that a paradox? Isn't that an irony? Think of anybody in this country, anywhere in this country, other than Donald Trump, that would have been able to overcome that kind of tempestuous trial. But here we are. He is the sitting president. So I think these people are trying to play us common folks. Yes, they're trying to play us. They're trying to take us for real.
Are they trying to sell us that they can be rational sometimes?
No.
What are they trying to sell us right now?
They're taking us for a real MAGA now. You know what Nigerians call MAGA?
Mugu
In
MAGA.
soccer. Yes, Mugu MAGA. They're now trying to play us that card. That if we lap it up, we'll all be toast. We'll all be suckers. And that is where I do not want to go. I don't see this as real. Okay, remember when Elon Musk first threatened him about this allegation or this scandal? Oh, it was like there was nothing to it, and then they closed rank, they kicked up, and made it look like, oh, everything was okay again. They were closing up to each other. All of a sudden, the so-called big, beautiful bill was passed.
Right.
And Elon Musk went on it again. Hence, this present moment and the trendy situation that you find on X. It's still known as Twitter. So, it's like they're looking for, you can't stay on this kind of issues with them while serious things are dogging us as Americans. The struggle the average American family has to go through now to have bills paid. The struggle that the average American has to go through now to be able to meet medical financial obligations. What the average person in America has to go through now to be protected from being thrown out there from under the roof. You are an experienced quantity when it comes to issues of real estate. You see what is going on everywhere. The crisis of a huge dimensions closing in on the average American family. And then they bring all these kind of things. Were those allegations not there before? This issue,
it's already a precedent now.
This issue of going to the back room to the female lockers during a beauty pageantry and playing a big peeping Tom foolery. Was it not there before? In spite of all of that, these things were pointed out, they were in the public domain, yet the MAGAs decided to promote him as their messiah.
The MAGAs decided to say Baba.
Until they now say, no Baba. If they are now saying no Baba, can we really take them for, at their words? Is the normal standard everywhere.
So we can trust them, basically.
We cannot. In Nigeria, you remember when people said no Baba evermore, but at some other point, the same Baba stood for re-election. Did they not go for him? They did. And that is what is unfolding before our very eyes in the United States of America. Very interesting times to live in. Very interesting times to be here. Things are unraveling so fast. The Supreme Court is there. Whatever they say about this kind of tomorrow, it goes to them. They will really give him a pat in the back. Oh, continue to peep at women's V. Very unfortunate. The standard has never been this appalling. America has never been this. You said they are dragging him. They are not dragging him per se. They are just dragging the hallowed institutions of the United States of America. So this is my take on it. Like I promised, I said I will be very brief about this. I think they are trying to take us for a ride.
Well,
and we are not. We are not suckers.
Thank you so much for that. With regards to the tariff, right? Because our headline says Trump threatens tariff. Here's some of the headlines.
He always threatens that to blackmail and intimidate.
Let me read some of the headline for you, and then you can give me your overall opinion on it. The New York Times says it's no bluff. The tariff rate is soaring under Trump. CNBC says Trump tariffs don't cause inflation because of patriotism. Buying. White House advisor. White House advisor has published on CNBC. Another headline says market shrug of Trump tariff threat against EU. CBS has a headline here. So Trump's latest tariff salvo fuels economic uncertainty, experts say. There's one more here that I need to read out to you. EU, that's European Union, warns that its trade with the US could be effectively wiped out if Trump follows. And as of 2 hours ago, they are delaying their retaliatory.
Yes.
So they're delaying that because it looks like they are afraid what kind of damages it will make. What do you say to that quickly before we move on to our last story?
Well, let them fight themselves out. In the past, Africa will bear the brunt. And in this, the local word to be used concerning this is abosi, conspiracy. It is about always ganging up to just throw some diktats, economic diktats and financial diktats at the countries of, countries that are still developing chiefly in Africa. So now they are trying to chew themselves out. Let us leave them at it. What I advise at this point is for governments and leaders on the African continent to just make sure that they secure their turf and make sure that their citizens are insulated from whatever those of us who live in these Western countries, whatever we are doing to ourselves. Whether the tariffs will bite, and we do not pray that it destroys any economy here, but let us wait out the storm. At the end of the day, we will know if what has been doing, especially tinkering with the dynamics of economy and politics at his whims and caprice. Anytime he feels that tinge to just foul up the mood of the affluent world and the nations across after all, he bragged in the past that, he runs the world. He calls the shot. Let us know when he pulls the lever now, where it will swing. Where it will swing. The last other point I want to make is the fact that him summoning, the way African leaders, especially of some little African countries, the way they love to kiss up to their benefactors in their preferred ways, is so appalling. This last week, Donald Trump called some of them and went as far as even making disparaging comments as to the good English spoken by the president of Liberia. I'm wondering how he got that. But finally, on that note, were you not shocked by the disclosure from the Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister that Nigeria and some other big African countries will never be invited to the White House, especially for those forums meant for minor and little tiny African democracies and countries, just because Nigeria has decided to grow some balls that people that have been deported from here, whether from Argentina or wherever would not be brought to Nigeria. That Nigeria
Finish
does
that
not-
thought so we can round up.
Yes, that Nigeria will not be part of such a bargain. So, little wonder, whatever they do to themselves, let us stay aside and watch.
And just
Thank
watch
you.
entertainment.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, follow so you are notified when we go live. We have additional stories around the world. We'll be right back.